When someone first comes to Yusho and it's the first time, I think it's unexpected, and we try to challenge but over-deliver. The cuisine of Yusho is inspired by Japanese street food and Asian street food, but we're not Japanese, and we put our own take on it using seasonal and local ingredients and creating our own kind of Yusho cuisine. Over the years since I've been in dining, especially in Chicago, there has been a growth of knowledge and education with the consumer in restaurants. And I think an educated diner is open to whatever the chef or restaurant is trying to produce. Every plate that we put out at Yusho offers a bit of interest and unknown, and it takes the diner in. Expectations are always high. I think that we set the bar high for ourselves, and then we achieve that.
So Shane, you say that Yusho lights up your appetite. Tell us why you chose it.
It's a really unique restaurant for Japanese food. You think Japanese in Chicago, you think sushi. We've got sushi everywhere in Chicago. And it's not. It's this take on Japanese street food, or yakitori style, which is grilled seafood. So the menu is very different than what you're going to get at typical Japanese, and it's served small plate or tapas style, so you get to try a lot. So it's kind of a really fun place where you get to try a lot of different things that you're probably not going to get anywhere else in the city.
What are some of your favorite items to get?
Favorite items, pork belly. I always get the pork belly when I'm there. So often when you find pork belly these days on a menu, it's in a sandwich, it's on a salad, it's kind of on top of something, and here it's just featured. There is a mushroom that's served with an egg vinaigrette that's also fantastic. And I'm also a huge fan of the chicken skin. I know it sounds kind of weird, but it's like your guilty pleasure on a chicken. The skin, you never let people know that you like to eat that, but it's just the skin with a little bit of mustard.
Probably preface the conversation by saying you're going to order a lot of little things.
You are going to order a lot of little things here, which is I think the true fun of it is you really can sample the entire menu if you want to there.
So, I got 8 different things for 2 people, 4 people. We probably got 20, and. It was great. My boyfriend calls me a bad Korean because I'm not very fond of kimchi, and both the pork belly and the steam bun come with kimchi, and I loved it. It blew me away. Maybe I've been wrong all these years. I'm not a bad Korean. I love the fried chicken. It has the best sauce. As
You're
stated
a sauce
before,
person.
I am a sauce girl. I'm a sauce girl.
It comes out in newspaper. Did you know
Japanese
that?
newspaper.
Japanese newspaper.
We were reading the story,
Right.
trying to figure out what was going on that page. And I had the duck breast. Have you had that?
Oh, that was the first time I had it. Was this last trip there. It comes out beautiful with the mushrooms almost growing out of the pieces of the duck breast.
Probably was my favorite.
Presentations. Our table had the soba, and we also tried the mochi for dessert. And they were okay. I think overall it was more hit or miss, and those were the things that maybe missed.
So we went with a group there were a total of 6 of us, including my 14-year-old son and his best friend, also 14. They were both pretty adventurous. They were like, we'll try anything. And we made them try everything without picking stuff off of it. But they enjoyed it. It wasn't intimidating at all. A menu that I didn't understand most of it. Neither did my son, my wife. None of us really did. And they were great about explaining what everything was. I loved the tofu more than probably anything. The grilled tofu there's some little green paste on it. I don't know what it was. But ironically, one of my favorite things was the sweetbreads. Did you? I wish I wouldn't have known what sweetbreads were. But it was the taste that I liked at first, the seasoning, and then a little later, I didn't love the way it tasted, the aftertaste of it.
The chef proprietor here is Matthias Merges, who spent so many years at Charlie Trotter's, and this is, his own little restaurant here. And Shane, I want to talk because you live in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
And when you found out that a Charlie Trotter's veteran was opening a restaurant 2 blocks from where you live, what did you think?
I just thought, we're really, really lucky. I live in this neighborhood of people that are, first of all, so proud of the neighborhood and the neighborhood that we live in. That laid back kind of cool that Logan Square tries to be. His restaurant kind of has that vibe as well. It's never going to be the really chic, noisy, loud, boisterous place. It's going to be a place where they spend the time, take the time to tell you about the craft of the food before you enjoy it, which they do there.
Absolutely.
And take pride in what they do and make sure that you understand that there's a lot of love and care going into it.
So, Jenny, value-wise, where would you place Yusho?
It's expensive. I think, you know, it's certainly a meal that would be great for a special occasion.
You know, I think it's expensive. I agree with you, Jenny. It was one of the more expensive meals that we've had. But I can't think of many fine dining restaurants, which cuisine-wise I would call this really exceptional cuisine, where I could go and sit at the bar and have one plate. I mean, I could go 20 times in a month and just have one plate to try something. You know, I couldn't go to Charlie Trotter's and sample, you know, one menu item.
Yeah. What'd you think of the decor of the restaurant?
It was kind of weird.
Yeah?
It's so cool.
It's so cool.
The restaurant, you know, itself is got this vibe of kind of mid-century modern, eclectic, and when I say that, if you look around, nothing's really matching. With industrial, so you have lighting that's hanging that is a bunch of like industrial-looking lighting, again, mismatched, exposed bulbs. In the back, they actually have a projection of different Japanese movies playing way up high on the wall, just high enough that if you're sitting across the dining room, you might notice it, but not enough that you're going to like sit back and just watch the movie.
I find it's very whimsical, but with a lot of personal touches to it. You know, and I feel like there's probably a couple of inside jokes planted in there as well.
Oh, I'm sure there are.
Well, you know, the chef's wife did the decor, so I'd love to maybe get some of those stories. I'm sure there's some in there. All right, Shane, you recommended Yusho. Sum it up for us.
You know, head to Yusho when you want to go out for Japanese. That's not the Japanese you expect. Go with the group, make it a celebration, order everything on the menu.
All right, George?
I absolutely loved it. I don't know that I would go regularly, but I certainly would bring friends back.
All right, and Jenny?
I don't know if I would go regularly. If I did, I would get the pork belly and 3 orders of the duck breast.
All right, well, you can try the yakitori for yourself at Yusho, 2853 North Kedzie, 773-904-8558. They're open for dinner every day. Reservations are accepted, and the average tab per person without drinks is $35.